you today? Thank you for being in here with me. Um, Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on which time you're going to watch me. Um, I think I'm seeing lights blinking in here, but I'm not sure if this is something during the recording or if this is something just of video problem situation in here. Anyway, I think it has stopped or not. Okay. Anyway, oh my God, what a moment in life, right? What a moment in life I've been through. I know this. Um, since the last video, I have been going through a lot to make new adaptations into a new lifestyle. First of all, let me recognize this. It's not so easy to change a professional area in order to correct your path. The world out there is not so supportive about this, right? Anyway, I chose the theme today based on a personal experience and also as a, how is that called again? Let me check. Incentivo. Incentive as an encouragement, okay? It's like this. Once I went through a ritual, and to get the result that I wanted, I needed to go through a certain number of steps. But precisely prior to the last step that I needed to go through, it was getting the hardest for me. Like the second to the last event that I had to accomplish was like my final effort. And for some reason, I couldn't reach the final step of the procedure to get where I wanted right there in that moment. And because I really wanted to leave the experience after all those steps, I made a prayer. I was like, how can I do this? Within myself, me and myself, I don't know how to do this. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? That was my prayer. And when I started praying, my guiders started answering me, and they told me like this: hey, you need to get that last thin wire of willpower. Because sometimes when you want to go through things that you want to go through, you need to go through things you don't want to go through. And I was like, I see what you mean. And right there in the second to the last step, that was like the hardest for me. Like after that, my whole body was tired, my mind was tired, everything was tired. I just wanted to rest. But I really wanted to know the result of the experience. So I really needed to go through that last step. And the last step wasn't so hard. I only had to imitate what someone else was doing. The thing is, I was having a hard time in separating my body missing of energy on the second to the last step, on the second to the last exercise. And then I kept with this in my mind. I really need to pull that strong will to that helps us like conquer and accomplish what seems to be like almost impossible. And I need to understand that I have got to go through this last inconvenient and uncomfortable step to get to where I want. And uncomfortable was the key word for me because I love comfortableness. My Even though I'm Scorpio, my natal chart signature is Taurus. So je suis en love, en amour de confort. I love comfort. And that was my problem, to step out of my comfort moment and comfort way of living to go through something that wasn't comfortable to get to where I wanted. And that kept in my mind for a really long time. That sentence has been helping me through all the undesired steps of life, every single one of them. Because every time I face a challenge, I always look into myself and I say to myself, hey, to get to places where you want to go, you need to go through things you don't want to go through. Okay. And that has been helping me. This has been a main issue for me most of all these last times, because if you watch it, the last live and everything that I told, you will understand that this has been my life's hardest time. I mean, not the hardest probably, but a very difficult one, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes I need to invent an extra effort within myself, I need to pull more strength from within, so I can reach the things that I want. And there is also this card. I want to, let me see if I can go through this. Vai criar. Okay, there is a tarot card that says something like this: keep doing what you're doing and keep believing on what you're doing. On the sense of unwavering belief, because when you believe on something and you keep believing on it, after a certain point, your belief, let me check this. No, in Portuguese, from Portuguese to English. Will create a vent for the things you believe in to flow freely throughout the world, So the idea of keep doing things even when they seem kind of odd and even when they seem to not be the correct path, unless you felt in your heart that you should stop about it. But if you feel like it, you should keep going. Remember this: sometimes to go through things you want to go through, you have to go through things you don't want to go through, okay? And so many people have accomplished and conquered so much throughout their lives precisely because of this. I know this sounds simple and maybe this sounds like grandma's advice, but this is actually real, because I have been facing trouble just to keep my routine. And I'm working with spirituality, and they want me to keep this unwavering faith and everything will be fine. And I am like, okay, but if there are so many challenges, how can I be fine? And they're telling me, exactly by being fine, you're going to show us your faith. And by showing us your faith, we can do so much more for you. So my task is, even though things are seeming a little bit away too troubled, and I think I have already finished Alive in Here with that music, Don't Worry, Be Happy, right? From Bobby McFerrin, right? So this is the moment I'm in. And for some reason and from some perspective, even though things are looking like crazily hard to deal with, I have been doing the simple things at a time. And the first things first. That being said, this is equal to say that I'm only doing the basics, enough to live and enough to keep my spiritual work going. And I have been going through a lot. I have been going through a lot of spiritual learning, and the spiritual learnings, they are so hard to embody them, like to embody, to live through them, you know, to change your perspective from what you usually know how to behave upon to something entirely new. And sometimes I feel like this is what spirituality has been asking me. So try to imagine a world of chaos around your life, and you have this task, and the task is keep this unwavering faith that everything will be fine, okay, and good for the best of you, even though things are seeming very crazy, and then you're gonna get the promises we have for you. And I am like, oh my god, this is the hardest task, because I mean, worrying is boring, right? Worrying is upsetting, and every time that someone worries, that person is under distress, right? So that is not nice. But the thing is, because we learned from childhood that in weird moments and in transition moments of our lives we should worry, I think today that from the perspective in which where I am, which is this point of everything is not in my control, I have nothing under my control, and I still gotta keep things running and still keep the good pace and still keep the inner peace. So it would be so much easier to just worry and let my mind go through the normal process that I know, because believe me, keeping the good faith and the goodwill through almost cries moments or life-changing moments or transition life moments, it's the hardest part. And it is like a challenge. So I want you to consider this. Is there anything like really hard that you want to go through? Have you already numbered how many steps you are going to have to go through around things that you don't like to get that one thing that you like accomplished? Uh, this is just a reflection that I brought because this moment of our lives, it has been so special, right? There are so many people changing their lifestyle to something entirely new. To my generation, this is almost unbelievable. If you are around your 40s, as I am, and if you are seeing the world as it is today, as in you have like the 23-year old people finding completely different ways of working over the internet, on the digital world, on creativity. It's so amazing what they can do, and the distance between my generation to this next new adults generation is so, there is an abyss between our generations and their knowledge and our knowledge, and to keep the pace and to keep updated is another type of task, because you not only have to deal with everything that is going on in life on the way you know how to deal today, but you also still have to learn a new way to be and to think, to live in the new world that these guys are bringing on. And it's good that they're bringing on, because I mean, some very obsolete concepts, it was about time to have them fallen off from our society conscience, right? But it's not an easy task. So I really want you to consider. I know how many times I have been talking about this, as in how many times you're gonna have to go through just a little. Sorry, that was my mom interrupting. So Can you imagine that besides having to deal with daily life routine as the way as it is, chaotic as it is, transitioning as it is, on the way that you have to think through your mind and perspective today, and besides that, you need to change the way you think and the basis to which you live from. So yes, let's stop to consider a new way of reacting, because if the world is changing, the old ways of thinking, they're not welcome anymore. You need to have a new way of processing information because everything now is a lot more fast than it used to be, right? Uh, I know that this was something simple and just to like reflect about. I have a lot going on and I don't really know all the answers that I wanted to know right now. I know that they will come with time, with all the inspirations that my guiders usually bring to me, but they always do their work in the right time, in the right hour, in the right moment, with the right people. So there's not much that I can do besides being in peace, because when I am in peace, they work better. They can work better to my favor because their energy can influenciate more my energy, influence more of my energy. So yeah, that's my idea. Worrying or try to swim against the current or go against the time, none of that is going to work for me. I need something almost like miracle based, like. And that also requires a lot of faith, and because of that I am keeping this peaceful and good humored state of mind, because other than that, oh my god, what's gonna be next, right? Anyway, this was this short today because I'm in here based on my inspirations, right? And this is what I got for today. Anyway, I want to share with you, where is it? Could just please open it. Loveandboutique.com. I want to share with you guys our wellness studio for this month to share with you guys some very interesting news. We're gonna deliver more content for the membership of the page. Also, we will find a little bit of my bio in there and some other support that you get to have once you become a membership. In the Wellness Studio, you have a 24/7 text for support messages. You will have content on relationships and social connections, career and professional development, emotional and mental health well-being. And also, if you get to choose, if you would like to, where are they? Where are them? My favorite ones. Taste, decor, wall art. Those are my favorites. Yes, also in here you can find so much that you can use to decorate your house based on your new lifestyle, based on spirituality. So I hope you get to see it. There's, oh, that's my favorite one because, yes, that's the sun. Who wouldn't want the sun, right? So, yes, I hope you guys like it. Take a little look on it so you can check if you'd like. You can also see so many jewelry related to it that you can use for this moment of your spiritual life. Oh, the one from Scorpio. I love it. So, I hope you guys like it as much as I do. This is my favorite. This is definitely my favorite. One of the most beautiful ones. I love it. So, yes, come by the page loveandmoonboutique.com to check out more on the jewelries and house decor and so many other things that you can use to make your lifestyle look like your inner face. Okay, thank you so much for being in here with us today. I hope you have a great day and a great week ahead of you. let's see what are the next chapters, right? Because life is always bringing a news, and when even sometimes when the day is dull, something completely surprising can come to our way and change everything, right? I do have the hopes on the best. I hope you guys feel so really blessed and that you guys get to connect with your inner power to bring the results you guys want for your life, okay? Kisses in your heart. Bye bye. Have a great day.